Hello, beloved one. How here? I am happy as usual to be live with you. I gotta breathe. It's been a while. There's been a lot that has been going on. And I had to sit with the lovely being within me that was feeling numb by all that was happening and just watching what is happening, but mostly coming within and holding the space for the little child in me, holding the space for different aspects of me that were processing a lot. And this is why today I'm showing up to share the space with you and just ask you, how are you feeling? Are you allowing yourself to feel? Because most of the times we don't feel, we get absorbed by all that is happening. And I'm not saying it's not okay. As I'm saying, one of the most important thing and one of the messages that was clearly coming through when all this thing was happening was the whole thing of right and wrong, good and bad, because this is what has been showing up a lot in the collective energy. You want to make other people right, other people wrong. Where are you coming? Which space are you coming from? And why are you feeling that? How are you feeling? Why are you judging all that is happening? you know and as I said, when all these things happened about George Floyd, I saw the video. I could not watch it. I could not. Just reading a little bit and seeing that picture, for me it was enough to take me into that mode of like being frozen. Tears could not come through, but I knew something. There was a lot that was coming through. There was a lot that was being stirred from within. And I sat with myself. I watched all that was happening. I was speechless, so to say, holding space for everyone and for myself, because this affects us all, whether you like it or not. It affects us. And probably you don't have any experience where you experienced racism or whatever, but there is something that gets steered and you don't even know why you are feeling how you are feeling. At times we are just in that way. Even if it's anger. Thank you. And those aspects, I believe this is the perfect space for you to allow that. And one other thing again is just that at times we put a name to something. We call it sadness, we call it shame, we call it guilt, we call it that, and then we get lost in the name. Like when you like, I'm feeling sadness, then you're just holding into sadness. At times it's different aspects, like what you're saying here. And I appreciate that, because it's really what it is. At times it's a lot of things that are showing up. Let's just breathe. That are showing up at once. Let's breathe and let's stay centered in our hearts and just allow our heart to open. At times, even though it's painful, let's just allow that pain to be there. Like, as I always say, that at times we can, this whole positivity, it's not my kind of thing, but I feel that, for instance, you're saying today you are feeling many emotions. If it's something that is just appearing today, I don't want you to run away from it. Just sit with it. At times we have our own timeline of processing things. At times it can be a week. At times it can be 2 days. I'm one person who really honors the body when the body is taking its time to process certain things. Let's not rush the body. Let's sit with it. And probably tomorrow you can feel that little bit of upliftment. And then you play with that upliftment to say, okay, how would it be like for me to really now feel joy? You play with it, but you are not dismissing the shame and the guilt and the loss that is there, because all of it's happening for us. And like I said at the beginning, at times we don't even remember why that is happening. Your mind might run around and want to find something to attach it to how you're feeling. But it's just the mind. The body knows. That's why the body is feeling what it's feeling. And I know that it's not everyone who believes in past life, and I'm not saying you should believe in it, but we've lived many lives. We have experienced many experiences. At times, even as a child, because even when you talk about past life, it's that aspect of us that right now we can compare with the child. You don't remember fully some things you experienced as a child, but that child still lives in you. There are some experiences that we went through that we might not remember with our conscious mind, but the body remembers. That's why it's bringing those things. The body still remembers. That's why it's bringing those things, and you can only feel it. And this is why I'm calling you to sit with all that is, acknowledge that part of you that is feeling what it's feeling. For me, what kept coming through, really, as I mentioned, it was that time when I slept in the car. Because I mean, I drove 5 hours or something like that. When I got there, I was like excited. Now I can rest. But then when I showed up, there was that shock from the old woman who was there, and the sun came through, and they were like, "We only have a place from." They mentioned my then boyfriend's name, and I'm like, "Yeah," and this I'm the girlfriend that you're expecting, and they came up with so many excuses to say that they cannot book me in, the credit card, this, and I was like, let's forget about all the credit cards and all that. I can pay. Do you want me to pay with a card, or you want me to pay cash? Just book me into your room and I'll sort out everything. And they told me there's no room. We are fully booked all of a sudden. And I sat in the car in the parking lot. I was like, what am I gonna do? It's Joburg, Johannesburg. We know what is possible. And they came and told me that I'm not supposed to be in the parking lot. I might as well find a place and go somewhere. And I drove to the next lodge. I pressed the button. No one came through. I hooted. No one came through. And at the end, I just found somewhere where there was a little bit of grass where I can be there and just surrender. What I did at that moment is just I surrendered. I said, if it's not my time, so be it. If it is, so be it. But I call for your protection. And I slept in the car. And when this thing happened, it took me to that. I felt those emotions. I've never really shared or allowed myself to feel. I know I shared it with a few people, but I never felt how I felt when this thing happened. And I imagine how many more lives have been lost because of someone's ignorance. Because being racist truly is ignorance. Because of someone's hatred for the self. That's all that is. So someone wants to hold into something like race so that they can feel better. That's all that is. So they do that by making someone feel small, by making someone feel like they do not matter, by not caring. I was a woman, for God's sake, and I had to walk to drive in the street of Joburg, which first thing, to be driving is also a danger, because a car, especially with a plate number from Botswana, is what attracts people who are interested in cars and all that, you know. So I was there, I was vulnerable, I had no choice, but I ended up sleeping in my car. And I wondered, I was saved, but how many people maybe were raped? How many people lost their lives? And tomorrow, the whole thing is like, we don't know what happened. What is our role in all of this? You know? This is why I'm asking, because at times we can judge things because we do not want to feel a certain role that we played in something that happened. Probably we never even associated whatever that we had with our ignorance. But yet our ignorance caused something. But because we are souls, some things we know on a soul level, but not on a conscious level. I appreciate your presence and your sharing. Oh, yes. It's like I said, it's a lot that is happening for us. At times it can be triggered by this whole racism. At times it can be triggered. Like I said, like when you talk about words at the same time, we attach something into a word. But at the end of the day, the whole feeling, at times that emotion, like I said, at times when someone puts you down, you feel small, you feel like you are not worthy, you know, and the other person does it to feel much better and all that. When you go to the core of it, the unworthiness, We can feel unworthy from different things that are happening. If whether someone it's like I have experiences where I've been put down by men in my life where they ask me, who the hell do you think you are? Even as a mother, that has been questioned at times, even because I don't have money or I didn't have money. That was questioned, where I feel like, okay, fine, I'm nothing. Like you are nothing, and you won't amount to anything without me. So you just take a seat and accept all that I am bringing with. It's an aspect of fear. So the only way that someone can feel better is by belittling the other. That's what I'm saying. It's really coming from not loving the self. Therefore, we feel better when we belittle the other ones. And at times, or most of the time, we take that experience when we make it a reality. So there's a lot that is going on, and all I'm just showing up here is just let's just feel, because by allowing that emotion to be there, by honoring it, by acknowledging it, we are transforming it from that darkness, from that fearful thing. You are holding that space from that aspect of yours, whether it's a little child, whether it's something that experienced something from different lives, whether it's its past lives or whatever. That aspect needs that love to be assured that you are safe despite all that is happening. And you honor that emotion, knowing that it's showing up to be released. That's how we heal all the emotions, so that we can step into the version of us that is ready to really move on and live in this new earth. The old greed is dissolving, and all that you have known about it. So at times we choose to run from it and name it and judge it, or we choose to completely flee what is happening or how we are feeling, and concentrate and give our focus to other people or other things, and even misdirect our emotions and anger or whatever. It's okay to feel them. There's no need to judge anything. Even if you are judging someone who is showing up how they're showing up, what part of you judges that? What part of you are you judging when however you feel is coming through? And why are you judging it? What is underlying that judgment? Why do you want to run away from that which is showing up? At times we want to hold into the positivity, which is like bypassing the opportunity that is showing up, which is really for us all. And I'm just here to say this is happening, and it affects all of us. And I truly believe if anyone takes that light and we shine it in our shadow, in our darkness, in our shame, our guilt, our unworthiness, that light, it transmutes, it changes something in the collective energy. Because right now, the reason why we are feeling so many things and they're coming up so intense is because we are in it together, and we are connected, whether we want to accept that or not. We are all one. We can run and scream and kick like a little child. But the more you do that, the more you are holding that which you fear. Are we willing to hold space for ourselves? Because as much as we are feeling what we are feeling and holding space for the families that are affected and all that, we can only be able to hold that space when we can hold the space for ourselves. We can only open to that love and healing that we offer and send out there when we are able to feel that which is here in the present right now. When we transmute it, we are sending more light, we are sending more love, we are sending more healing to the whole world, to the whole planet. And therefore, we transition to this new earth, not with the whole old greeds, old beliefs that we have held into for a long time. And I just wanted to show up and share this with you. And I appreciate you, beautiful ones, for being with me and for sharing with me, stepping into that venture, scary yet alive. And yes, at times the new always has that energy of like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Is it a new thing? Am I safe? You know, because we have experienced a lot. Am I safe? And like you're saying, is that adventure, you know? And I love that you brought that up. I love that. And this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say allow yourself to feel all the shame, the guilt, the loss, because that is the loss of an aspect of you that you are used to. And now when you step into the thing, there is that like, okay, fine, I'm excited. Like I said, I like to use the expression that the human is scared, but the soul is dancing. The soul is dancing because it knows that what you are about to experience, what you are stepping into, it's something that will truly blow your mind. It's something that you have never thought of. As we know that the plans that the universe, source, God has for us, they always transcend our thinking. They are way bigger than what we can think. It's something that we cannot comprehend when we try to think with this limited mind that we have. So allow that adventure, stepping into adventure, when you're allowed to feel into it, when you're allowed to step into it, just feel, go with it and honor that shame and loss and all that exists. Honor it and say, I honor you. But this is also exciting, and hold space for the other side. Let's not try to make the other wrong, thinking that only adventure, that excitement and all that is the only thing that can be. That is there at the same time. It's like you have this huge ball of adventure, because the more you feel into it, the more you play with it, the more expansive it gets. It's like it's just huge, and you're like, okay, fine, loss, shame, guilt, whatever that you are, it's okay. It's okay to be where you are, and it's okay again to step into this adventure that is showing up. It's okay to step into this excitement that I'm actually feeling. It's okay to step into this newness, this unknown, you know, and just get excited about it and see where it's gonna take you, but not totally dismissing it or making it the presence of shame or guilt or loss wrong. It's okay, just invite it slowly, but hold space for it. That's how you play with it. You play with it and allow your mind to feel and honor the body at the same time. It's just a game, and eventually it disappears. It realizes that, hey, this one is more interesting. It seems like you are having fun when you step into that. How would it feel like if we join you? And when it joins that expansiveness, when it joins that light, when it joins that joy that is waiting for you, it dissolves. Everything gets transmuted. And there we are in that wholeness and stepping into this new without denying the existence of whatever that is showing up. I ask that you play with that and let me know how it feels. And anyone who's open to talk and you feel there is something that is going on and you want someone to listen to you or something, I am just a click away. Book a call and let's have a conversation. We are in this thing together, and all that is showing up is showing up for us. Let's feel all that is. Oh, I am so grateful truly for your presence and your share here. I feel there's a lot that shifted. I don't know how you feel. Are you willing to share with me how you feeling? Because that just start playing with that adventure. It's exciting. It's exciting, like you said, scary yet alive, and you know. So when I played with it, I could feel that expansiveness, and still I can feel that heavy. Actually, it's not really that heavy, but it's slightly like I can feel its presence, but it's not really much. It's just like, okay, you are there, and it's okay for you to be there. But there is this other side which is exciting. Please let me know how you're feeling. I'll leave you with that, and have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day, evening, night, wherever you are. Know that you are always loved, and I'm always here for all of you. Those who need to reach out, I'm here. Much love. Bye-bye.